มខ្លួនរួចជាស្រេចសម្រាប់ទទួលយកអ្វីដែលថ្មីបំណងប្រាថ្នាជាច្រើនកំពុងរងចាំអ្នកដើម្បីចាប់ផ្ដើមផែនការដែលនឹងត្រូវសម្រេចចុះប្រសិនបើគ្រប់យ៉ាងមិនអាចកាត់ឡើងបានដោយការរំពឹងទុកចុះប្រសិនបើផ្ទះហាក់នៅឆ្ងាយសែនឆ្ងាយក្រឡេកមើលជុំវិញខ្លួនក្តីសង្ឃឹមតែងតែនៅជាមួយយើងភាពកក់ក្ដៅក៏តែងតែមានសម្រាប់យើងជានិច្ចទីណាដែលមានក្តីស្រឡាញ់ទីនោះហើយគឺជាផ្ទះរបស់យើងនៅទីនេះដើម្បីគ្នាទៅវិញទៅមកតែអ្នកថែរក្សាសុខភាពយ៉ាងដូចម្ដេចអ្នករត់ហើយរត់ទៀតចុះបើអ្នកមិនអាចរត់បានអ្នកដើរហើយដើរទៀតចុះបើអ្នកដើរមិនបានទៀតអ្នកហែលទឹកស្រួលខ្លួនដែរតើមែនទេចុះបើអ្នករត់ហើយដើរហើយហែលទឹកក៏ហើយល្អហើយអញ្ចឹងឥឡូវដល់ពេលគេងម្ដងចុះបើអ្នកភ្ញាក់ពីគេងតែមានអារម្មណ៍ថាអស់កម្លាំងដូចគេងមិនឆ្អែតអញ្ចឹងតោះតែយកមកនិយាយឲ្យដើម្បីធ្វើឲ្យចិត្តនិងអារម្មណ៍ល្អជាងមុនហើយអាចចង់ញ៉ាំច្រើនជាងមុនដែរអេឈប់សិនណែពូមិនអាចញ៉ាំបានទេតែនាងតូចនេះអាចញ៉ាំបានហើយមែនតើអាចញ៉ាំបានច្រើនទៀតនេះមិនមែនជាការរើសអើងអ្វីទេគ្រាន់តែមនុស្សផ្សេងគ្នាមានតម្រូវការសុខភាពផ្សេងគ្នាប៉ុណ្ណោះមិនថាអ្នកចាស់ក្មេងធំឬតូចនោះទេមនុស្សពីរនាក់មិនអាចដូចគ្នាទេកម្មវិធី Pulse របស់ Prudential យល់ច្បាស់ពីតម្រូវការនេះតាមរយៈបច្ចេកវិទ្យា AI ចុងក្រោយបំផុតតែមួយគត់ដែលយល់ច្បាស់ពីរាងកាយរបស់អ្នកនិងឆ្លើយតបទៅនឹងតម្រូវការសុខភាពរបស់អ្នកតែម្នាក់គត់កាន់តែពិសេសយើងគ្រប់គ្នាអាចទាញយកកម្មវិធី Pulse មកប្រើបានសម្រាប់តែមនុស្សមែនត្រឹមត្រូវជាមួយកម្មវិធី Pulse យើងទាំងអស់គ្នាអាចរត់ដើរហែលទឹកបរិភោគអាហារសុខភាពព្រមទាំងគេងលក់ស្រួលមានតែកម្មវិធី Pulse ប៉ុណ្ណោះដែលយល់ច្បាស់ពីសុខភាពរបស់អ្នកទាញយកឥឡូវនេះត្រៀមខ្លួនរួចជាស្រេចសម្រាប់ទទួលយកអ្វីដែលថ្មីបំណងប្រាថ្នាជាច្រើនកំពុងរងចាំអ្នកដើម្បីចាប់ផ្ដើមផែនការដែលនឹងត្រូវសម្រេចចុះប្រសិនបើគ្រប់យ៉ាងមិនអាចកាត់ឡើងបានដោយការរំពឹងទុកចុះប្រសិនបើផ្ទះហាក់នៅឆ្ងាយសែនឆ្ងាយក្រឡេកមើលជុំវិញខ្លួនក្តីសង្ឃឹមតែងតែនៅជាមួយយើងភាពកក់ក្ដៅក៏តែងតែមានសម្រាប់យើងជានិច្ចទីណាដែលមានក្តីស្រឡាញ់ទីនោះហើយគឺជាផ្ទះរបស់យើងនៅទីនេះដើម្បីគ្នាទៅវិញទៅមកតែអ្នកថែរក្សាសុខភាពយ៉ាងដូចម្ដេចអ្នករត់ហើយរត់ទៀតចុះបើអ្នកមិនអាចរត់បានអ្នកដើរហើយដើរទៀតចុះបើអ្នកដើរមិនបានទៀតអ្នកហែលទឹកស្រួលខ្លួនដែរតើមែនទេចុះបើអ្នករត់ហើយដើរហើយហែលទឹកក៏ហើយល្អហើយអញ្ចឹងឥឡូវដល់ពេលគេងម្ដងចុះបើអ្នកភ្ញាក់ពីគេងតែមានអារម្មណ៍ថាអស់កម្លាំងដូចគេងមិនឆ្អែត ចឹងតោះតែយកមកនិយាយឲ្យដើម្បីធ្វើឲ្យចិត្តនិងអារម្មណ៍ល្អជាងមុនហើយអាចចង់ញ៉ាំច្រើនជាងមុនដែរអេឈប់សិនណែពូមិនអាចញ៉ាំបានទេតែនាងតូចនេះអាចញ៉ាំបានហើយមែនតើអាចញ៉ាំបានច្រើនទៀតនេះមិនមែនជាការរើសអើងអ្វីទេគ្រាន់តែមនុស្សផ្សេងគ្នាមានតម្រូវការសុខភាពផ្សេងគ្នាប៉ុណ្ណោះមិនថាអ្នកចាស់ក្មេងធំឬតូចនោះទេមនុស្សពីរនាក់មិនអាចដូចគ្នាទេកម្មវិធី Pulse របស់ Prudential យល់ច្បាស់ពីតម្រូវការនេះតាមរយៈបច្ចេកវិទ្យា AI ចុងក្រោយបំផុតតែមួយគត់ដែលយល់ច្បាស់ពីរាងកាយរបស់អ្នកនិងឆ្លើយតបទៅនឹងតម្រូវការសុខភាពរបស់អ្នកតែម្នាក់គត់កាន់តែពិសេសយើងគ្រប់គ្នាអាចទាញយកកម្មវិធី Pulse មកប្រើបានសម្រាប់តែមនុស្សមែនត្រឹមត្រូវជាមួយកម្មវិធី Pulse យើងទាំងអស់គ្នាអាចរត់ដើរហែលទឹកបរិភោគអាហារសុខភាពព្រមទាំងគេងលក់ស្រួលមានតែកម្មវិធី Pulse ប៉ុណ្ណោះដែលយល់ច្បាស់ពីសុខភាពរបស់អ្នកទាញយកឥឡូវនេះត្រៀមខ្លួនរួចជាស្រេចសម្រាប់ទទួលយកអ្វីដែលថ្មីបំណងប្រាថ្នាជាច្រើនកំពុងរងចាំអ្នកដើម្បីចាប់ផ្ដើមផែនការដែលនឹងត្រូវសម្រេចចុះប្រសិនបើគ្រប់យ៉ាងមិនអាចកាត់ឡើងបានដោយការរំពឹងទុកចុះប្រសិនបើផ្ទះហាក់នៅឆ្ងាយសែនឆ្ងាយក្រឡេកមើលជុំវិញខ្លួនក្តីសង្ឃឹមតែងតែនៅជាមួយយើងភាពកក់ក្ដៅក៏តែងតែមានសម្រាប់យើងជានិច្ចទីណាដែលមានក្តីស្រឡាញ់ទីនោះហើយគឺជាផ្ទះរបស់យើងនៅទីនេះដើម្បីគ្នាទៅវិញទៅមកតែអ្នកថែរក្សាសុខភាពយ៉ាងដូចម្ដេចអ្នករត់ហើយរត់ទៀតចុះបើអ្នកមិនអាចរត់បានអ្នកដើរហើយដើរទៀតចុះបើអ្នកដើរមិនបានទៀតអ្នកហែលទឹកស្រួលខ្លួនដែរតើមែនទេចុះបើអ្នករត់ហើយដើរហើយហែលទឹកក៏ហើយល្អហើយអញ្ចឹងឥឡូវដល់ពេលគេងម្ដងចុះបើអ្នកភ្ញាក់ពីគេងតែមានអារម្មណ៍ថាអស់កម្លាំងដូចគេងមិនឆ្អែតអញ្ចឹងតោះតែយកមកនិយាយឲ្យដើម្បីធ្វើឲ្យចិត្តនិងអារម្មណ៍ល្អជាងមុនហើយអាចចង់ញ៉ាំច្រើនជាងមុនដែរអេឈប់សិនណែពូមិនអាចញ៉ាំបានទេតែនាងតូចនេះអាចញ៉ាំបានហើយមែនតើអាចញ៉ាំបានច្រើនទៀតនេះមិនមែនជាការរើសអើងអ្វីទេគ្រាន់តែមនុស្សផ្សេងគ្នាមានតម្រូវការសុខភាពផ្សេងគ្នាប៉ុណ្ណោះមិនថាអ្នកចាស់ក្មេងធំឬតូចនោះទេមនុស្សពីរនាក់មិនអាចដូចគ្នាទេកម្មវិធី Pulse របស់ Prudential យល់ច្បាស់ពីតម្រូវការនេះតាមរយៈបច្ចេកវិទ្យា AI ចុងក្រោយបំផុតតែមួយគត់ដែលយល់ច្បាស់ពីរាងកាយរបស់អ្នកនិងឆ្លើយតបទៅនឹងតម្រូវការសុខភាពរបស់អ្នកតែម្នាក់គត់កាន់តែពិសេសយើងគ្រប់គ្នាអាចទាញយកកម្មវិធី Pulse មកប្រើបានសម្រាប់តែមនុស្សមែនត្រឹមត្រូវជាមួយកម្មវិធី Pulse យើងទាំងអស់គ្នាអាចរត់ដើរហែលទឹកបរិភោគអាហារសុខភាពព្រមទាំងគេងលក់ស្រួលមានតែកម្មវិធី Pulse ប៉ុណ្ណោះដែលយល់ច្បាស់ពីសុខភាពរបស់អ្នកទាញយកឥឡូវនេះ
Good afternoon, everyone, especially our audience. A very good afternoon, Her Excellency Chia Saray, Assistant Governor and Director General of the National Bank of Cambodia. Good afternoon to Mr. Sonandu Mohanty, the Chief FinTechs Officer of the Monetary Authority of Singapore. We have here also with us Mr. Remy Pal, the CAF Chairman, and Mr. Manish Divan, the Managing Director of AFIN. And also very good afternoon to CAF Board of Directors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to be your host for this lovely digital afternoon, to welcome everyone and of course to be part of APIX exchange. We refer as APIX from now on. And this is the MoU signing ceremony between Cambodia Association of Finance and Technology, CAF, together with Asian Financial Innovation Network. Just a little bit of introduction before we go further. APIX is the world's first cross-border open architecture API marketplace and sandbox platform for collaboration between FinTechs and financial institutions, in which participants can integrate and test solutions with each other while a cloud-based architecture. We appreciate everyone for taking off your busy schedule joining us here today. And of course, we really appreciate those who are watching on CAF page. We are live now. Thank you very much, everyone. Now, to begin our program, I'm very pleased to have Mr. Thomas Popany. He's the CAF Board Secretary General, Membership, Sponsorship, and Community Committee to deliver the welcome remarks, please. Please, Mr. Popany.
Thank you, Nana. Good afternoon to Her Excellency Madam Saray, Assistant Governor and Director General of National Bank of Cambodia, or as many of us call her, our very own FinTech lady of NBC, as well as warm welcome to other guests of National Bank of Cambodia. Special good afternoon to Mr. Sonandu Mohanty, Chief FinTech Officer of Monetary Authority of Singapore, and other MAS representatives who join us today. Very warm welcome to our partner-to-be, Mr. Manish Diwan, Managing Director of AFIN, ASEAN Financial Innovation Network, and greetings to Mr. Sanjar Chakrabarty, Chief Executive Officer of Prudential Cambodia, who is generously extending initial funding to support our partnership to be. Very good, challenging, but hopeful afternoon to our Mr. Remy Pal, Chairman of CAF, other board members, representatives of ABC, CMA, distinguished guests, and representatives of media, ladies and gentlemen in front of your screens, back at your offices and homes. I must say that the situation of COVID-19 in Cambodia has not been great as of late, and hence it is absolute pleasure to see that people still can come together, and aside of amazing support by many we can see on the ground day to day, we are here today to lead the beacon of hope for FinTech improvements and the better enablement of support of financial inclusion via one of our cornerstones. The cornerstones is partnerships. CAF has been organizing since its first year after our merger with CFA various events promoting gender equality, financial inclusion, FinTech awareness, as well as actively participated alongside ABC and CMA on vaccination plan endorsement among CAFT members, and now entering slowly but steadily into second half of our year 2021, where we are meeting here to start something truly special. Partnership, we are commemorating in true FinTech spirit, online, across the borders, with the presence of both public and private sector, between AFIN, non-for-profit organization under parentheses of MAS, and CAF, Association of Finance Technology under the support of NBC, to jointly pursue AFIN's APIX offered capabilities, platform, and framework for Cambodian FinTech. For a starter, up to 30 FinTech players with support and funding of our benefactors from Prudential Cambodia will be able to join APIX to benefit from its regional and actually truly international capabilities, as well as to offer their solutions for the potential partners and clients in Cambodia as well as abroad. CAF is on a mission to further boost its capabilities of connectedness of FinTech in Cambodia and abroad. And we are honored that Singaporean-based APIX platform is something we are starting with. In the era of digitization, equalization, centralization, and ultimately the inclusion, the bridges like APIX put forward by MAS and AFIN on one side and NBC and CAF on the other are key to connect the developing and developed worlds, giving chance to every side to benefit from its different experiences and growth patterns. All the best to everyone to this partnership. And without further ado, I have pleasure to welcome Her Excellency, Madam Chessery, to enter the key remarks. Madam, thank you for being with us here today, and stage is fully yours.
Thank you, Thomas, and a very good afternoon to all of you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's really a pleasure to attend the MoU signing between ASEAN Financial Innovation Network, AFIN, and the Cambodian Associations of Finance and Technology, CAFT. This MoU will provide an opportunity to address concerns regarding connectivity, local compliance, standards, and cross-border compatibility to support the enhancements of regional innovation for ASEAN market integrations, as well as strengthening collaboration between CAFT and AFIN to promote the development of FinTechs and innovation in Cambodia and Singapore. For the past few years, we have discussed a great deal on the topic of fourth industrial revolution and the need for countries and firms to keep up to pace with digital innovation. The outbreak of the pandemic in 2020 has put the world to test, bringing technology adoption much sooner than expected, particularly within the public sector and the SMEs. In the midst of the lockdown and recessions, firms need to review their business models. Banks in particular, standing at the heart of any economies, need to be agile in adapting to the new environments. 2 days ago, I was honored to witness the launch of a white paper on foundational digital infrastructure for inclusive digital economies, to which financial sector could very much benefit from. The paper provides case studies and best practices of digital foundation stack that would allow a digital economy to thrive. Technology innovation in Cambodia's financial sector has been remarkable over the past 6-7 years, but those innovation is still limited to the payment space. More is needed to be done if we want to accelerate our digital transformation to adapt to the new world. Today's signing a MoU is another milestone for financial sector in Cambodia. It will provide an opportunity for FinTechs industries and the banking and financial institutions in Cambodia and Singapore to participate in the APIX platform, an open architecture API marketplace and sandbox that allow participants to integrate and test new innovative solutions with each other via cloud-based architecture. This initiative also aligned with NBC's policy in promoting cross-border connectivity as well as innovation within the domestic markets. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, I would like to congratulate all stakeholders of this MoU, AFIN and CAFT. My appreciation also go to Prudential for the sponsoring of this initiative, as well as to AMES and particularly my friend Sugnandu Mohanty for the supports and efforts made that lead to today's signing of MoU. I hope this MoU will produce a fruitful outcome through the growth of innovative FinTech development that would contribute to the sustainable financial and economic development and inclusion for Cambodia and ASEAN region as a whole. I wish you all good health, prosperity, and success in all your endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, when you take your busy time off joining us, and also a very wonderful remark you have mentioned here. So thank you very much. And now we will move to our next speaker, who will also be here with us as well during this event. I would like now for Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, to join me and give a big warm welcome to Mr. Sugnandu Mohanty to give his remark, please.
Good afternoon, everybody, and to all the friends. It's great to see all of you in the single frame. And personally, I'm always a big fan of Cambodia when it comes to FinTech. Every forum I speak, I don't forget to remind myself there's a country called Cambodia which has shown path how to move forward despite many constraints you may have faced while you're working through the whole process of innovation in your country. So Cambodia has been a shining example for us how innovations should proceed and be done, and what should be the spirit of getting things done. I think that's the key. Cambodia has shown how things can be done despite challenges. And that's the very reason why we thought our first strategic partnership in terms of a true partnership in terms of country coming together will be with Cambodia. Because if we can succeed by working with Cambodia in this space through API exchange, or in a broader sense, the MoU beyond APIX also, I think we can create a template for us to go and expand and connect. It's not only a bilateral connectivity between us and Cambodia, it's also a networks of network. Once you come together, we'll bring other networks together. Some point of time, I will wish that this community of partner will start working outside our ASEAN market. Africa, for example, as Her Excellency Sere Chia spoke about that, we just did a fabulous report, a very foundational report with African countries. And that means we have now stepped outside our continent to talk to some other continent in terms of partnership in the whole space of tech, finance, and digital infrastructure. So that's one piece. Coming back to this partnership on API exchange also, I think we got to find a way beyond MoU, beyond partnership, to demonstrate on the platform that both the financial sector and the fintech can come to this cloud-based platform, demonstrate three things. They must demonstrate an ability to do all your trials, proof of concept at a fraction of a cost on the platform. And if you can do it, please hold us accountable. Please hold APIX accountable to deliver what they have promised. They must show the path, they must show how it works, and they must deliver this promise of delivering innovation at fraction of a cost. That's one. Second, the APIX platform must show the path to production. That's critical. I know it's a very difficult challenge. It's a very challenging way when you start working with the banks to see whether a prototype can move to production. We have enhanced the APIX platform to help you to do that process. And again, you must challenge APIX platform to show how a prototype can be moved to production, again, at a fraction of a cost, what you would have paid a consultant or a SI. And the third element is how do we build the trust of the community? We are by middle of this year, we are launching another product called the Good FinTech product in partnership with BCG, Temasek, where FinTechs will have a new model by which the data about the FinTech will create a necessary, almost like you think like S&P standard attribute about a FinTech, who is the procurement head of the banks or the insurance company, can pull the data independently about the FinTech and trust that FinTech is something they can trust to work with. And that's what Madam Chair spoke about, the trust factor. How do I trust the FinTech to work with my bank? Are they going to vanish tomorrow? Are they funded adequately? Have they got the pedigree to succeed? I understand they're all early stage. There's a whole set of uncertainty around FinTech, which we're trying to solve to the platform. That will go live by middle of the year. Now, thanks to our dear friend, Sanjay, who is CEO of Prudential, he has kindly agreed to underwrite the FinTechs to participate in the platform. Despite him being an insurer, he has done on behalf of the financial sector for the banks also. So I think we should all extend our big gratitude to him to step in and put that money to help this first step of partnership. But I want to end saying that this should not stop symbolically. You must demonstrate in 5 to 6 months that we have actually delivered a POC on the platform. We actually delivered a production out of the platform within a bank or insurance company. And if you do it, money will flow to the association. Money will come to you. Investors will chase you. And that's our promise. If I see success in the platform, I will take you to the front of investors to show them, here's the big opportunity, put money behind it. With that promise, with that expectation, I would like to conclude my speech. Again, thanks for being a good partner. Let's work together and build a better and more inclusive society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you really, really much, especially for the promise at the end. I will look forward to that. And by the time that happens, make sure I will be the host again. All right.
Thanks. Sure.
All right. Thank you very much again, Mr. Ponandu Mohanty, for your wonderful remark. I just want to pick up on a little bit earlier from what Madam Chia mentioned, because I as well has been the host for so many years. but have also been trying to avoid technology because it sounds so complicated. It was so much easier just to look pretty in front of the camera, and not having to do with all this technology background. But again, Madam Chia mentioned correctly, I mean, I can't avoid it anymore. When COVID hit, I will have to learn it, and really, really quick. And with that, I'm sure that the MOU signing and your partnership will also support somehow to the people like me as well. So indirectly, I'm also one of your beneficiaries. So thank you very much. We are here on screen. If you can look at what we are like now, we are not just me, the host and the speaker. We do also have other people, especially from Singapore. Hi to everyone. You're all on screen now. Hi.
Everyone.
All right, we need a little bit of time as we now have to share. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, quite many. We still have a few more. They haven't fixed the screen yet. All right, now we'll move to our next segment after everyone say hi. Now it's the actual time for us. We arrive at the pinnacle of our ceremony, which is the signing of the MOU itself. So the signing representing the Cambodian Association of Finance and Technology, that would be Mr. Remy Pat, he's the chairman of the board, and the representing Asian Financial Innovation Network, that will be Mr. Manish Diwan, the managing director. So I will now hand over the signing to you guys, which will be witnessed by Mr. Sanjay Chakribati. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Prudential Cambodia Life Insurance PLC. All right, now we do this technically. We're all at our home and office, but you can sign, and when you're ready, please give me thumb up so I know everybody is ready. Okay. So our VIP will now do the sign. All right, thank you very much. We have now officially signed the MOU. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The APIX MOU is officially signed. So thank you again, everyone. So now may I call upon Mr. Sanjay Chakrabati to give your congratulatory remark, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Nana. Let me begin by first congratulating Her Excellency Chia Sere and Chief FinTech Officer of MAS, Shobnandu Mohanty. It is their shared vision that has made this possible. They had the long-term goal, which I think we were able to achieve to some extent today. And while we were working with APIX and CAFT, it's been a real pleasure putting together the building blocks as the first step towards, I think, what is fantastic and yet to come for Cambodia. To our minds, this is a very important milestone as we onboard multiple fintech companies on APIX, and we understand that for these young companies, there will be a paradigm shift in terms of how they access talent, how they access resources, and how they access the global stage, so to say. So it's a pan-Asian platform where they will sit, and the support infrastructure will be incredibly different from what they're used to. And I'm sure that they will be able to leverage and learn and build from it. And as a result of that, internally, I think in Cambodia, we will see a huge spur of growth in fintech industry. In Prudential, we have always said that we are committed to capacity building. We're an insurance company. We will probably be here for 70, 80, 100 years. And the only way that we can build a sustainable profit stream is by staying relevant to the society and the community in which we exist. So this is not all altruistic. We have vested interest in funding this. And we are committed to make sure that this initiative becomes a success. So it's not, like Shopnendu said, a one-time engagement for us. We will have our resources lined up to support as and when the need might arise. We also want to make sure that the young companies that join, if they reach out to us in whichever way we can support them, we will be there for them. And I'm sure this initiative will be a tremendous success in the coming months and years. So with that, I will conclude. Again, my deepest thanks for letting us be part of this very important milestone, and the fact that Her Excellency Chia Sere and Shopnendu Mohanty allowed us to be part of this tremendous moment. For that, we are grateful. So thank you, and wish the initiative all the success.
I want to just ask Sanjay a quick question, if Nana allows me. I think Sanjay, given you are a kind sponsor to this thing, what will be your expectation for FinTechs in Cambodia in next 6 months? What do you want them to do?
Well, I think
Sorry
at
to
this
put this
point,
spot.
and this is my personal opinion. So Remy and Thomas, they might have a very different view on this. But in my personal opinion, a lot of what we do in fintech space today is about payments, when there is a huge swathe of other functions that this is applicable to. I think there's lending, there's savings, and what is perhaps my biggest area of interest is health tech. So as you know, we have committed to making healthcare affordable and accessible to as many people as possible. At this point, we are building health tech competency. Some of the components actually come from Cambodia, and they're incredible. And Prudential has sort of pledged to make Cambodia internally the AI hub for Asia, and we get incredible talent here. So my personal vested interest in this is to see how we can also establish ourselves in health tech space through this platform. But I guess before we get there, there will be a few stages of evolution where fintech will go beyond payments into lending and savings before it gets into protection and health space. So more than anything else, I would like these fintech companies to be partnering with the banks and with Prudential and with Manulife and AIAs of the world. And that really is I think, the success metric. First the POCs, and then the full implementation. That I think is the one and only metric for success.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, since Mr. Sonandu kind of already opened the question and answer session, I mean, I don't have to close it here. Any other people in our Zoom conference have any other question to anyone?
Maybe I just add to what Sanjay.
Sure.
Sanjay, thank you very much for your support in this initiative. I think I agree with you in your ambition in making Cambodia as an AI hub. And the beauty about Cambodia, and Sonandu knows this, is that it's like a blank page, and you can do anything. And a lot of the time when people ask why Cambodia is throwing something that nobody has done before, such as the Bakom project, I think it's just because there is nothing else that we need to worry about. It's either a success or we're just back to square one with the inefficiency that we are currently facing. So the risk is very minimal. So, yeah.
Yes, I think, by the way, I forgot to mention, there's another reason I like Cambodia. My regular supply of green tamarind comes from Cambodia. So and so there is beyond fintech, my love for Cambodia is also in the food space. A serious question. I think one of the things we would love to see what Cambodia can play a big role is to create a a template for the Asian market when it comes to micro risk product. When I say micro risk product, micro insurance, micro pension plan, and micro wealth product. We kind of ignore financial inclusion ends with payments and just having an account. But once the person starts earning something, we don't have a product for this set of income group where they can start buying small micro wealth product, small micro insurance product, micro pension product. If API Exchange and the fintech community can work together, maybe I'm just thinking loud, create a Cambodia level program with a fancy name called Green Tamarind and start a project to deliver that prototype, it will be great.
Yeah, I think we've been doing a lot in the area of access, and you rightly point out that now it's the usage of it. And I hope that together we can come up with something that is beneficial to the underserved segment of the market here in Cambodia. And the green tamarind Samnandu will be coming once the border opened.
Now you know where the source is.
All right, thank you. All right, can we move now, or we want to still discuss? That's the beauty of the Zoom. You know, you don't have a time limit.
By the way, I just today, Madam Sarai, you will just now we just announced perhaps world's first infrastructure for digital currency for payment settlement. It just got announced an hour back. So the future of digital currency definitely looks much brighter now. JP Morgan, DBS, and Temasek came together to set up this company. It was officially announced a few hours back. So Bakong was the pioneer. We have just moved to put the first infrastructure to support multi-currency payments.
Oh, congratulations. It's not a payment, you know, it's not a currency just for the sake of the fancy of it.
All right, thank you. Allow me to move to our next program and now go back to the MoU congratulatory remark. But before that, I haven't thanked Mr. Sanjay yet, and for Prudential Generosity, thank you so much for supporting this initiative. And may I now call to Mr. Manish Divan to give your remark, please.
Thanks for that, Nana. Thank you, Madam Chair, Seri Chair, and thanks, Swapnendu, Sanjay, for your very gracious contribution to this whole program, and thanks Remy and Thomas and everybody who worked behind the scenes as well to make this possible today. As APIX, it's our responsibility to support the fintech ecosystem, not just in Singapore, but also across the region. Cambodia being a very, Madam Chair has always been a very big supporter of APIX right from the time that I've been around and even before that. And I look forward to working very, very closely now with the FinTech Association to ensure all 3 points that Swapnendu mentioned, ensure step one that we do as many demo possible from the fintechs coming out of of Cambodia onto the APIX platform. Use APIX to increase your global outreach. Use APIX as your playground where you come and you actually create solutions which are meaningful for customers, not just in Cambodia, but also outside across the region and globally as well. Use the APIX platform, its inherent capabilities, its inbuilt APIs, the data sets, the sandboxing capabilities to actually showcase what you can actually deliver. Having a product and on a PPT is a very different story, and having a product which is working on a sandbox is a very different story altogether. And we look forward to having more and more of those happening over the next quarter or two. Path to production is something that we are actively working on, and we would really, really look forward to have at least one or two of those coming out of the Cambodia FinTech Association members. And the trust building, as we move along to our new projects, which are around, the Good FinTech project, I really hope that we will have participation from the Cambodia community members on that as well. I think it's a great opportunity for us also to learn from all the good things that are happening in Cambodia. And as these conversations should not be restricted to just an MoU, we should have many more of these. It's a learning platform, it's a growing platform, and we look forward to welcoming all of you on it. Again, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Manish, for your wonderful remark. Last but not least, I would like to invite Mr. Remy Pell for your closing remark, please.
Thank you, Nana. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute pleasure for joining you virtually here today to take this small step on this massive journey to build strong partnerships and collaboration between fintech enablers in Cambodia and Singapore. I'm confident that this collaboration will have regional implications. We are privileged to have this event witnessed by our honored guest, Her Excellency Assistant Governor, Director General of the National Bank of Cambodia, Madam Chia Saray, and Mr. Sipendu Mohanty, Chief FinTech Officer of the Monetary Authority of Singapore. Mr. Sanjay Chakrabarti, CEO of Prudential Cambodia, who generously supporting this initiative. While I say this is a small step on a bigger journey, it's nonetheless an exciting one, full of possibilities that we might not have even imagined 18 months ago before the pandemic. The vital role of technology and fintech have played in helping people cope with this pandemic has shown us clearly that technology collaborations across borders are more important than ever before. This is the essence of APIX, to inspire innovation across borders. We are entering into an era where wherever we are is a secondary concern to whatever we can do with technology at our disposal. We are entering an era of global interconnectedness that is slowly and steadily shaping societies and economies and ensuring that financial technology is a responsible and sustainable partner. That in that evolution is why we need initiatives like APIX. Here in Cambodia, we're fortunate enough to have a progressive, forward-thinking regulatory environment which propels and spurs innovation at the highest level, even in a small country such as ours. Pioneering innovations such as Bakong, the next generation in mobile payments, which will be the backbone of our financial system, not only addressing issues of convenience, but most importantly, financial inclusion, financial services for all. With Singapore's preeminent status as a global financial hub and a fintech leader that has inspired the region, we relish this opportunity for Cambodia fintech sector to access the great source of knowledge and finance through APIX. However, I am sure our Singaporean partners will have plenty to learn from our amazing fintech entrepreneurs in Cambodia as well. As mentioned earlier, I am thankful for this collaboration, and on behalf of CAF, I would like to say how excited our members are to be a part of the ASEAN Financial Innovation Network and to have access to the collaborative tools available through this exchange. I'm positively convinced that this will help our national bank and our association's mission towards faster financial inclusion and economic digitization, as it will bring both knowledge and income to Cambodian businesses and expand Cambodian ideas and creativity beyond our borders. In closing, Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the trust in the partnership that you have all expressed by your presence here today. I look forward to our upcoming webinar organized by CAF and AFIN with Prudential support, which is tentatively set for the 17th of May. So soon after this event, CAF will be organizing a member outreach campaign with sign-up sessions for APIX. Regarding other activities, our recent successful launch of a Women Leaders series will continue to gain momentum on a monthly basis. Lastly, CAF envisions many more activities between Cambodian and Singaporean FinTechs in the days, weeks, and months ahead during this challenging but exciting time we do live in. And therefore, CAF will continue to enter into various partnerships and will conduct many more online and, when it's viable, offline events to boost the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rimita, for your closing remark. Well, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a quick question. Sorry. I have a quick question for Mr. Remy. I think one of the things you just mentioned, I just don't want to miss it, that you talked about sign up. We must get all the FinTechs into the platform. Reason I said, Thomas, also to your view also, that we must get this FinTechs to the platform with a lot of rich data about themselves, so we can start building an investor pipeline to fund this FinTech. And for that, we need to provide a lot of activity on the platform so the investor can see that and make that choice. So can we work together? I like the closing remark of getting FinTechs to the platform, building data set, activity, and then we create that necessary funding pipeline, investment pipeline directly to Cambodia.
I definitely agree. There's no point in signing a MoU and putting it on the shelf. So yeah, I think we have to be active and promote it properly. So we're quite excited. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me mention again, we're now at the end of our program for this 1 hour afternoon together through our Zoom from home, from office, where we are now to stay safe. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for gracing your presence here at the signing ceremony with the presence of everyone, and hoping to everyone stay safe and looking forward to the next initiative. But meanwhile, please have a great afternoon. And that is the goodbye for everyone. Thank you.
ខ្លួនរួចជាស្រេចសម្រាប់ទទួលយកអ្វីដែលថ្មីបំណងប្រាថ្នាជាច្រើនកំពុងរងចាំអ្នកដើម្បីចាប់ផ្ដើមផែនការដែលនឹងត្រូវសម្រេចចុះប្រសិនបើគ្រប់យ៉ាងមិនអាចកាត់ឡើងបានដោយការរំពឹងទុកចុះប្រសិនបើផ្ទះហាក់នៅឆ្ងាយសែនឆ្ងាយក្រឡេកមើលជុំវិញខ្លួនក្តីសង្ឃឹមតែងតែនៅជាមួយយើងភាពកក់ក្ដៅក៏តែងតែមានសម្រាប់យើងជានិច្ចទីណាដែលមានក្តីស្រឡាញ់ទីនោះហើយគឺជាផ្ទះរបស់យើងនៅទីនេះដើម្បីគ្នាទៅវិញទៅមកតែអ្នកថែរក្សាសុខភាពយ៉ាងដូចម្ដេចអ្នករត់ហើយរត់ទៀតចុះបើអ្នកមិនអាចរត់បានអ្នកដើរហើយដើរទៀតចុះបើអ្នកដើរមិនបានទៀតអ្នកហែលទឹកស្រួលខ្លួនឯងតើមែនទេចុះបើអ្នករត់ហើយដើរហើយហែលទឹកក៏ហើយល្អហើយអញ្ចឹងឥឡូវដល់ពេលគេងម្ដងចុះបើអ្នកភ្ញាក់ពីគេងតែមានអារម្មណ៍ថាអស់កម្លាំងដូចគេងមិនឆ្អែតអញ្ចឹងតោះតែយកមកនិយាយឲ្យដើម្បីធ្វើឲ្យចិត្តនិងអារម្មណ៍ល្អជាងមុនហើយអាចចង់ញ៉ាំច្រើនជាងមុនដែរអេឈប់សិនណែពូមិនអាចញ៉ាំបានទេតែនាងទូចនេះអាចញ៉ាំបានហើយមែនតើអាចញ៉ាំបានច្រើនទៀតនេះមិនមែនជាការរើសអើងអ្វីទេគ្រាន់តែមនុស្សផ្សេងគ្នាមានតម្រូវការសុខភាពផ្សេងគ្នាប៉ុណ្ណោះមិនថាអ្នកចាស់ក្មេងធំឬតូចនោះទេមនុស្សពីរនាក់មិនអាចដូចគ្នាទេកម្មវិធី Pulse របស់ Prudential យល់ច្បាស់ពីតម្រូវការនេះតាមរយៈបច្ចេកវិទ្យា AI ចុងក្រោយបំផុតតែមួយគត់ដែលយល់ច្បាស់ពីរាងកាយរបស់អ្នកនិងឆ្លើយតបទៅនឹងតម្រូវការសុខភាពរបស់អ្នកតែម្នាក់គត់កាន់តែពិសេសយើងគ្រប់គ្នាអាចទាញយកកម្មវិធី Pulse មកប្រើបានសម្រាប់តែមនុស្សមែនត្រឹមត្រូវជាមួយកម្មវិធី Pulse យើងទាំងអស់គ្នាអាចរត់ដើរហែលទឹកបរិភោគអាហារសុខភាពព្រមទាំងគេងលក់ស្រួលមានតែកម្មវិធី Pulse ប៉ុណ្ណោះដែលយល់ច្បាស់ពីសុខភាពរបស់អ្នកទាញយកឥឡូវនេះ